Welcome back. In this demonstration, we are going to do the second step of our flowers in a vase. Okay, this watercolor painting that looks like this, we are going to take the drawing that we made last time and use a permanent marker, in this case a Sharpie, and Sharpie these lines so that it really looks nice. Now, remember, whenever you use a Sharpie, you need to press down gently and just use the tip. The harder you press, the less it will work because it will break. So you want to be gentle and press down lightly. Alright, I'm going to just start with my sunflower. Now, any mistakes you feel like you made, if you can redo them with the Sharpie and then erase them later, that is a really great technique for fixing mistakes. Because once you have the drawing already down, you can kind of make other decisions. Like if I want to make this particular petal here, I'm going to do this first one. And then this second petal, I'm actually going to move the tip of it to about here and make it just a bit shorter so that this line isn't as much overlapping. Okay? So you can see how I just kind of shifted that ever so slightly. Likewise, this one, I'm going to shift ever so slightly. Now, if you have a big mistake, you might want to redo the mistake with pencil so that it is, so you don't make a mistake with the Sharpie. If you make a mistake with the Sharpie, you cannot erase it. So try to make sure that if you're correcting mistakes, you know exactly what you're correcting and why. Okay, there's my sunflower. Here we go with the tulip. Now during this process, of course, you're being very careful to make sure you're following your lines precisely, so you don't have any other mistakes, unintended mistakes. Okay, I added a little petal in there on an extra petal. Now the rose. Okay, there we go. Now the flower vase. That's the little water line for later. Okay, now once the sharpieing or the permanent marker is finished, you take your eraser and really scrub your paper well so that any of the pencil lines can get erased away, especially any mistakes that you haven't gone over with your permanent marker, because you do not want to have any pencil before we start our watercolor. We'll make sure to get rid of all of the pencil marks so that your watercolor looks really nice and clean. That's the reason for sharpieing, is to get the, or for using a permanent marker to outline, is to make sure you correct any mistakes, but at the same time have the opportunity to erase your pencil so that it looks nice and neat, like you've intentionally made every single line and you didn't make any mistakes. Alright. Especially if sometimes with kids, grimy fingerprints get left on your drawings from having kind of smeary fingers from the pencil lead. So try to get any fingerprints off the background as well. So that should conclude the drawing and the outlining of your flowers in a vase.